No, total bird moment.
We're gonna have a bird moment today. Last time was Goo Battle 2024, in which Team Bouquet fought Team Bouquet, and Team Bouquet won. You all dressed up in money suits. Don't forget about that. As you gooified your alters who messed with the timeline. And notable events was that other D's Chris like committed some serious war crimes. Chris not only undid himself, he shot poor Dees in the arm and then execution styled Iris.
Well, Dees was in the foot, was he not?
No, you shot him in the shoulder this time. But it was the Dees who got gooified. Someone shot
Oh,
Dees.
that's
Maybe it
different.
was Iris.
That's other Dees.
Yeah, no, not current Dees. Other Dees.
Okay.
And so that was that. It was actually a pretty uneventful battle, though traumatic, one might assume. And now we're going to cut ahead like 15 minutes, about a quarter mile down the road. Everyone battered, bruised, and covered in goo finds themselves on a little river that runs alongside the cornfield. You've basically traveled about a quarter of a mile down the road towards the fair. But there's this little spot of water where you're all taking a moment and closing doors.
Sorry, my cat likes to punch open doors.
That is hardcore.
That's
And so that's where we find yourselves. If you want to use this opportunity to clean yourselves off before getting back to the county fair.
Yeah, I think we were gonna wash our clothes from the other us's
Correct.
teams,
Instead of
so
the
that it's
suits.
a little bit better than money suit.
Yeah. Raise your hand or give me verbal confirmation, rather, if you decide to bathe in the river and wash the
I'll
clothes.
do that.
Yes.
All right. And Dees, Beauregard, and the Finkies do so as well. And for just a moment, there is a little bit of calm. And Boo turns to all of you and, Will, what the fuck did you just post? God damn it.
That's
God.
that's Cat on the way to bust the door down. It's what? It's Meowscles from Fortnite, Max.
Yeah, that's Jupiter.
Who is what?
That's exactly what he looks
That's-
like when he's punching my door open.
That's Mr. Meowscles from Fortnite Season 2, Season 1.
Wow.
Chapter 2? Is that how they do it? I don't remember.
I'm
I
not
haven't
up
played
on my
Fortnite
Fortnite
since
lore.
Chapter 2, I think.
Anyway,
Listen, he's just a buff cat.
Beauregard says, oh, God. Is that what it was like?
To die?
To off your other selves in the reflection game?
Well, I mean, to be honest, the first time I was under the impression that it was just a dream, that I was hallucinating out of, despair-induced anxiety. But, yeah, actually, I guess it was pretty similar.
Yeah, I mean, well, the first time really did just kind of feel like a dream, and I'm pretty sure it's because it was literally that we were fighting us in our dreams. So,
I mean, Chris was a lot more violent this time, because, like, the first time I took out my altar and also Iris's altar, but Chris really picked up the slack this time.
Chris is still just putting water over his head in the river. He's just like sitting there repeatedly.
he's gonna have a good visit with Arden when we're done with this.
I don't know where in the timeline you're at. Do you know what that other place is? That other side?
Like where we came from?
Where your
Or like
other selves died?
It was like a dirty theater. I don't think we been there?
Yeah, it was we were. It was the little amphitheater in
Oh, our first game.
yeah.
Oh,
our first round.
yeah, I forgot how creepy and Ugh. I think I blocked out most of Blar Harbor, actually. Anyway,
That's
it
Blar
fair.
was
Harbor.
Yeah,
it was it
there
was
was
a
an amphitheater in Blair Harbor, and had like a floating eye on the stage. It was like so the theater that we were in had a picture of that place, but we don't know where the theater actually was.
it was weird because we dreamed this, and then a week later, basically, we were physically there. It was very odd. Like magic, just like the rest of this bullshit.
Magic. Yeah, you guys don't know anything yet.
I don't think that's
What,
actually
that
true.
You will.
What? Can you stop being so cryptic,
this guy's
please?
like, oh yeah, magic, not
You
even real. Like I
you
can
just
literally lift rocks with my mind, and he's like, magic's fake.
I didn't
Chris
say
splashed him with
magic was
water.
fake,
Okay, sure.
but what you're going through is a lot more calculated than just simple magic.
all right. Level with me. You said that we're going to destroy the world or help in it. Obviously, that's a bad thing. Can you just give us some answers? You
No.
clearly know some. Are you fucking kidding me? You're
I'm
just gonna
sorry.
drop cryptic bullshit, just really jab at us constantly, and then just no, I can't help you. You just should have been made better choices. Should have just been less shitty. Thanks, Boo. That's so helpful. Thank you.
He actually looks down as you say that away from you, and he says, I'm sorry. It's it's not your fault what happens. Not really.
Man,
And you guys don't know yet. I shouldn't hold that against you. It's not great what happens in 2033, but I cannot tell you any more than that, because if I do, a lot of things get messed up, and I cannot have that. But I am sorry.
that
Wouldn't it be-
sucks.
Wouldn't it be better?
No. I've
I
spent
assume if he changed it at all, it would end up kind of how we just had to do things.
I have spent decades of my life on a very particular path. And I am not going to jeopardize the things I've done to tell you guys what you do. Not going to happen.
Fair enough.
Well, and he stands up from the river. And for politeness sake, I'll say that it's deep enough that it's only up to his chest. He says, let's see about wrapping this up, all right? We got a week that we got to spend here, but we got to get Tem squared away ASAP.
What if she just was really cool and went right back to where she was supposed to be at the fair?
That would be about the best case scenario. I can't guarantee that's the way it's going to be, though.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Are you, so what are you guys wearing? Are you going to wear the previous clothes?
Yeah.
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 All right. So we all change into the very damp, but not covered in goo anymore and not made of crisp dollar bills clothes, and set off down the road again. Your trip this time is rather uneventful. It's a hot day, but you're a little bit more acclimated to the distance, and there's no surprises as the fair comes into view. Except right outside, right where like there's a little area for leaving carriages or one of those newfangled automobiles. Right between that and the corn, you hear psst. Psst.
I'm looking.
You look and you see a tangled mess of black hair sticking out of the corn, and you hear, guys, psst, guys.
What? What's up?
It's me. It's Tem. Come here.
Okay. What are you doing over here? I go over to her.
she says, okay, real quick. I'm not the Tem who's with you. I'm the other Tem.
The first one.
I'm the first one. Other Tem
Okay.
filled
First
me
one
in.
from like what?
She let me know about the crimes you committed.
Okay. So what are you
And?
doing here?
Go
Well,
home.
well, she told me to rendezvous with you all.
Why would she do that?
Because she's hanging out with Biff at the fair.
Why didn't you just come with us the first time?
What do you mean? Listen, I'm not the Tem that you came here with, to be clear.
This is the past Tem that the Tem that was with us should have exploded but didn't.
Oh,
No, because I had to let you know that other Tem is at the fair.
Okay. I think we would have just figured that out.
I didn't really think about that.
So like, I don't know what to do now.
yeah. So what are you? We're stuck here for a week, so
Yeah, I figured we'd all just hang out or something. I know it has to be done. It's all good. There's going to be another Tem running around.
is that smart? Why don't one of you just go back to your house, the prison?
Well, then there's going to...
Because then there's just gonna still be two of her.
Yeah, that's really messy. Look, Chris doesn't even understand it. He's got his head in his hands. Poor Chris is so confused over there. There's too many time shenanigans. You can't have two Tempurinas running around.
Well, listen, I think that's more because he just had to kill himself and also us with him.
That's hardcore.
It's just like, yeah.
He's going through a lot.
Why didn't you guys just talk to yourselves? Maybe you would have been understanding.
No, there was the other boo with us. They had guns by the time we were across the street to them.
Boo kind of rubs the back of his head awkwardly.
Listen, it is what it is.
Can't help that I'm thorough. Sorry.
So, what if you pretended that you were your twin and then just came in with us?
Oh my god, that would be so much. Listen, I can't mess with the Shramp timeline anymore. Last time, I don't know if you know this, but Dees his name isn't really Dernest, it's Michael. And Dees is like, yeah. Kaya Jane, you little whiner. What are you doing? Why are you being a whiner? We don't like whiners here. This is a family show, not a whiner show.
Little peek of the nose.
While I'm petting my dog. What was I saying?
Can't mess with the timeline anymore.
Oh yeah. Tam's like, if I suddenly have a twin, then I'm gonna have to give myself another name, and then who knows if I come back and I'm even Tempurina anymore. I could be Abigail all over again, or Susan. Ugh.
What if you just went with you're both named Tempurina because your parents weren't that original?
That's pretty absurd, even for the Shramps.
I mean, there have been less creative people, I think. At least Tempurina's a unique name.
Tem thinks for a minute and opens her mouth. And can everyone roll dodge for me?
Okay. I'm so used to this by now. I'm like a dodging professional. That's why I just picked up a D6.
Professional dodger, Will.
Do we not use a D6 to roll dodge?
Have you been? Is
No.
that why your rolls are so good? You either get a 1 through a 6.
So you keep rolling a 1 through a 6 for your dodge rolls? Dodge, half dex.
No, just multiply it.
I succeed. Oh my god, that's crazy.
What'd you get?
I got a success.
Mark?
I got a success too.
Beth?
I got an extreme success.
Hell yeah. All right. You all see the instant Tempurina starts to turn into goo, and you all dodge straight out of the way as Dees and the Fingies get Nickelodeon slimed.
Oh, back to the Bath River for you.
As another Tempurina in a money suit pops up and says, "Surprise!"
What? So what was that all about?
I don't know. I just wanted to talk to myself for a little bit, and then I figured I'd have to warn you guys that there were 2 of us floating around. And then I was like, I was going to do a whole thing where I was going to be like, take our picture. And then we'd say cheese, and, and I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think good camera technology exists in this day and age anyway. I think the picture would have taken like 10 minutes to take.
You guys don't have cell phones?
Didn't Lola
Not-
brick our cameras forever?
I mean, like, beside that point, we literally had to wear the money suits because we couldn't bring anything with us.
You
That's
didn't
also
take
true.
the phones off your other selves?
They turned into goo. Or
I
it's in
packed
my pocket.
pockets down. I packed.
Yeah,
I
it's
packed
probably in the
pocket.
pocket.
My phone is
This
my
is-
phone is
These
drenched.
are not gonna work. We just took a bath in the river.
Oh my god, that's why you're all soaked. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know, the goo.
So,
Uh,
I did a little thing for us. No need to thank me. But dear old cousin Biff is going to lend us the family cabin for a week. No questions asked.
is Biff gonna be there?
No, it's just going to be
Oh,
us.
thank God. Oh, thank God.
Unless you guys want to stick around and watch Rip Ross get destroyed again.
No.
No.
No. I'd really like to go now.
No, I've seen that twice already.
Yeah, no. I'm not a big fan of that either. So, let's be on our way, shall we? And she kind of almost floats over to a little automobile. She says, okay, it's going to be really tight. I need everyone to squeeze in. This is Biff's ride.
All right,
I'll take the
man.
middle seat.
We're gonna. This is gonna be a people sitting on laps adventure. We have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 8. There's 8 of us. 9, 8 or 9.
There's a lot of
How many
us.
people do we have here?
Are you going to make me count?
No.
All right,
We've got
there's 6 between Team
R3
Bouquet and Team
and Team D's,
So
and
6.
then Tem and Boo. Wow, I know how to count. It's 8.
It's 8 people. The thingies, like fireman style, are hanging onto the back of the
Yeah, all right.
the automobile.
Their grip
Be
strength
safe.
is insane, guys. They have to be the strongest people I know.
Chris,
Listen,
what were you going
It
to
takes
say?
a lot of work holding hands.
I was just telling them to be safe.
Oh, we will. Don't worry. We're professionals. And the car starts and they like immediately fly off.
It's not even
No,
driving it.
I think he's
It's just like they just turn the ignition and they're like, whoa. But about 45 minutes out from the county fair, Tem pulls up to this sort of ramshackle, old-timey cabin and says, all right, I gotta go bring this back to Biff. Don't worry. I'll be right back. Just make yourselves at home. Make yourselves comfortable.
Okay.
Okay.
So I forgot that you do wormholes. So for the briefest of moments, I was like, "You're gonna drive the car back and then walk back."
Oh my god.
I'm keeping up. Don't worry.
Could I take this through a wormhole?
Don't do that.
You're right. I shouldn't
ever
try.
try.
We do. If
No.
you do that, we will have to destroy ourselves again, probably.
Oh man. Oh, it's gonna be a week.
Yeah.
There's a great spot for swimming, though, if you guys are interested in that.
Sure.
All right, ta-ta, I'll be right back. And
Okay. Bye.
Tem putters off back down the road, and Dees just turns blankly to you all and says, "You're just gonna let her go again."
I like what the
What
fuck?
do you, what do you want
We
us
have
to
like a
do,
week
Deez?
to catch back up. She's gonna teleport back with us anyways.
Oh my god, you're right.
Like we could let her do whatever. She could probably go to the future and she would still get pulled back to that spot in a week.
He walks towards the cabin and says, "I'm gonna take like a week-long nap after this."
Yeah, that's good.
And he kind of stumbles into the cabin. The fingies say, "Do you think they have parcheesi?"
Or what?
She's
Parcheesi.
invented.
What? I don't know. When was parcheesi invented?
Well, I
What
don't
the
know.
heck
'Cause
is
apparently
parcheesi?
it's like a game where you like put some cheese in a cup and then you party. I've definitely played it with my family. Right?
Is Is that how you've
Chris-
been playing Parcheesi?
Chris like wanders away. He's looking for the pool. He's like, I need to float.
They,
There is unfortunately no pool.
there
There's no
might
pool?
allegedly be a river or pond.
Nah, I need a pool.
They don't have that here.
The neighbors
Chris-
have a pool.
Chris finds a bathtub.
Don't get any fresh water in your nostrils.
No, I'm going in the bathtub.
There's brain-eating amoebas. Be careful out there.
Bathtub, bye.
Oh,
Bye, except it's bathtub by.
good news,
Bathtub
guys.
pie.
Parcheesi was invented between 1867 and 1870.
They have like the limited edition, like 1930s Parcheesi board.
Great Depression era Parcheesi.
You're gonna be like, oh boy, I'd like to take this home to sell it for profit. Doesn't come home with us.
It's actually called Parcrummy.
Wow.
Oh,
It's the knockoff version.
It's the knockoff version. The rules are pretty similar though. But
Does it involve eating cheese and partying?
No, but you could do that separate.
Cosmo looks really befuddled.
strangely enough, Tempurina does come back. And
Strangely, why doesn't anyone trust this lady? She seems so genuine.
I can't imagine how quickly we forget. How quickly
No,
we
no.
Literally
forget.
left us in a pocket dimension.
Cosmos.
You got mauled there.
Yeah, and then I took some magic drugs and I got question mark better.
That's. I'm glad you're so optimistic about that.
I need to be seen by a medical professional.
Yeah,
I
you
know you do.
definitely do. But I'm hoping we can spend a little bit of time this episode taking a chill pill.
Yeah.
What this has been, in my opinion, a really stressful adventure. But you have 7 days before you can even think about getting back to the present. What do you guys do?
I'm going swimming.
You go swim every
Me too.
day?
Yeah, and not even in the bathtub. No, probably
Chris
a few
stays in the
times.
bathtub for like 2 days.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna melt.
Well, he empties it out and then he like chills for a second, gets a glass of wine, then he gets back in.
I'm done with my bath. I'll be queuing up another one though. Once I get this
Yeah.
cup of wine.
Yeah.
Isn't it
There's
still
some Epsom salt in
prohibition?
there. What?
It's still prohibition.
There's wine. You
the
can find it.
moonshine.
It's wine.
My glass of berry
Hey,
moonshine.
Chris makes his own wine. He like fast ferments the like muscadines or whatever, and he makes wine.
Everyone else is horrified.
He's loving it. He's like gulp, gulp.
Listen, whatever you can do in 1 week in the 1920s to 30s.
1933.
Okay.
Just
Did
so
we
you know.
keep the money suits?
I imagine you all kept the money suits.
Good. Chris buys something with his money. He's gonna go out for a day too. He's gonna spend a day between bath and river and pond and go shopping.
What does Chris buy?
Are his friends gonna come along? He offers for his friends to come. He says, "Hey friends, I'm going shopping at the strip mall."
Ye old strip
Cosmo-
ball.
Cosmo politely declines. They just spend a lot of the time outside, just
Yeah.
kind of by themselves.
You know what? I'll go with you, Chris.
Yeah. We're going to the strip mall.
Who
Ye old
calls-
strip mall.
Don't destroy the timeline.
Hold on. I've got an important revelation for us. I look at the money. What is there dates on this money?
Yeah.
Is it
What?
like appropriately timed for us to be spending it?
No.
Oh,
Cool.
Chris
I
sadly
don't
turns
care.
around halfway home.
What if they didn't look? I guess we can't spend it.
No,
Never
We
mind.
can't, they'll look.
You-
Somebody will see and they'll say, "Hey, bad," and then they'll put us in old jail.
They'll be
like,
like,
not
"Hey,
old-
what is this fake money?" And we'll be like, "Oh, the bank gave it to me. This is so ridiculous. To give me that back, I'll go yell at them for you."
Yeah, exactly. But
I
no,
guess
Chris
we
turns
won't-
around.
I
He goes
guess we
home.
won't spend our future money.
All right. You guys probably smartly elect not to spend the future money. Cosmo, you said you spend time outside.
Yeah, Cosmo's not handling like any of this great. And just starts avoiding people, kind of just hanging out outside by the river or in a room quietly flipping through some readable material. Specifically trying to avoid Boo.
That's reasonable. Well, everyone can take 1d6 of sanity back.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Chris probably doesn't really gain much from that because he's still not doing well, but that's okay.
Cosmo.
That was a
Can I-
1. That was a
can I-
fucking 1.
That was
Can I
also a
donate?
1.
Can I donate whatever sanity I get back to my friends?
No.
That's fine. Don't worry, guys. I'm getting better. I'm healing. I'm at 13 points of sanity.
Nature
Chris
is
just hit
healing.
an all-time low.
Nature is healing everyone. Day 5 rolls around. And Boo calls everyone in to the main, like, sort of living area of the cabin and says, "Okay, everyone. I've been doing some scouting. And I think we may be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
So
Why?
we were able to correct the timeline. Rip Ross, I don't know if any of you read the papers,
No.
was successfully crushed by the Sky Piano. It's a good thing. There was also a massive incident, I believe, with that so-called corn beast. That's good. That's we're pretty much off the hook, except for when we came back here. I don't know if you remember, but we were visited by an entity.
Oh yeah, that like eyeball.
Right.
Oh god, that wasn't time, was it?
That
Party Frog
was
mentioned that time.
that
that
was my
was-
dear friend Tempest, who you might know as the boss of the frogs.
Oh my god, it's time. Oh fuck. Oh god, fuck.
I'm sure that's fine.
I don't know if that's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
It is not 100% fine.
Oh god.
See, it's at least some percent fine. He didn't say not 100. Man,
My guess is there will be an agent here in the next 24 hours to try and wipe us off the timeline.
can't you just wait a week?
What?
Like we're doing.
No, listen, these. All right. He sits up and adjusts himself. He says, "Let me try and break down what we're doing versus what frogs do. We are interlopers. We were not here, and now we're here. Things we do to the
Okay.
timeline will catch up to the present. It'll kind of rewrite itself, like you saw with Tem being named Tem and Durnest being named Durnest. That's just a minor example. You can really fuck things up. The butterfly effect, like we've talked about. Frogs
We just
always operate in time, which means anything they say and do has always been the case. Sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. But if you haven't fought a frog before,
We have.
you have.
Yeah, the fucking murderer.
Who is what?
Stabby Frog. Or what was left of him anyway.
Okay. Well, you probably didn't know this, which is that frogs can be confused.
Exactly what we did.
What?
Initially, like. No, you know what? I went insane. I forgot. I went insane during that fight. I don't remember anything.
Yeah, you did actually literally, I think, experience like a psychotic break and leave.
I did. I had a blackout moment.
Okay, I need you to not do that this time. Here's the way that
Cosmo looks sure.
you need to think about this. We're interlopers. They're not. What that means is, whatever frog is coming for us will always be here, say, and do the exact same things. To them, there's no difference whether we're really there or not. They can't tell the difference.
Okay.
So what you're saying is we dress up mops as all of us and just have them like chilling in the house while the rest of us hide and let the frogs go after the mops?
No. What?
No. That's exactly what have you ever seen a movie where you have to pretend, that you're actually somewhere where you're not? You just use mops.
Hold that thought for a second. I don't think it'll hold them off very long, but there's a grace period where you can confuse them, make them think that you're not really there. Remember, they will always have the same conversation, whether or not you're really there. So if you
Okay.
can convince them that you're not, we can buy ourselves some time. We also, I don't know if you guys have seen this really old movie, Home Alone.
Oh, paint cans on strings. I've got a perfect idea.
You
Where I got that mop idea.
from Home Alone?
Yeah, doesn't he like set up a whole bunch of mannequins and mops and
That was
cardboard cutouts?
that was before my time. I never saw it, but I know the premise, right? You disguise
old
the
are you?
house, you fill it with traps. If you want to, we could do that here as well.
What, we set up like little jacks on the floor, and then we step on them, and he goes, "Aye."
Maybe, yeah.
Do we put a paint can like over the door hinge?
I did see a
Burn
can
the
of paint in the
doorknob.
shed. It's the good stuff too, the lead stuff.
Oh
Oh,
my
I love
God.
that.
I need another bath.
Chris, no, hang on. Get back over here. I need you all on high alert. Start prepping the house.
All right.
Don't roll your eyes at me, Chris. This isn't bath time.
I don't want to kill anybody anymore, man. This is crazy. What the?
Chris, it's them or us.
Can we run? Can we do something?
You want to run for 48 hours?
I don't know, man. But going fucking Kevin McAllister or Blevin McAllister, like that's not gonna do anything. Like they're fucking frogs.
Yeah, I was gonna say not to be like a jerk, but this kind of just seems a little pointless.
Well, it's a build up. You know, you start with this, and then we ambush them.
If we just go right for the ambush, like hide behind a door, and he walks in and just smack him with the shovel.
I
That'd be funny.
Tie him up with some rope. Just talk to him. Say bye when we have to leave.
so I hadn't thought of it like that.
All right, here's an idea. All right, this is foolproof. Even we all get shovels, and that way, if
You
one of
just
us
beat him
miss,
to death with the
no, he's a
shovels.
frog. He'll be fine. He's got a lot of padding. Okay, those heads are thick. So we'll just, everyone goes in for a swing. If at least two of us hit, we'll probably knock him unconscious enough to like doggy pile him, and then someone ties him up with ropes, and maybe we can have a non-violent encounter after that. Initial
After that.
violence. Initial violence.
Okay. All right, maybe the three of you can lure the frog into the house. And
I'm also worried now that what if we're just... Is Tem here right now? Is Tem part of this conversation?
Yeah, Tem's like sitting on like this stair banister, just like sliding up and down.
Is she like listening?
Yeah, mostly.
Oh. Cosmo kind of like glances at her and it's just like, it's not always best to go in like guns blazing when there's even a smallest margin of chance of peace. And we do have a weirdly good relationship with some frogs, so I don't want to just go right into violence. So maybe us luring them in is also us trying to put out feelers to see if there can be a kind of verbal resolution.
Boo squints his eyes and says, I really don't think you understand the frogs here.
And
Okay,
okay, and
but hold on.
how many are you friends with? How many have you spoken to?
Spoken to a lot of them.
Like casual conversations or conversations that led to you beating the shit out of one another?
I want to put this in perspective for you. Their purpose is to clean up the timeline. That's why they're coming out here.
What if
Yeah.
so what if we build off of both of these plans, right? Like we have some people stationed behind the door so that when the frog comes in, they're ready to beat him to death with shovels. But then like me and Cosmo and Chris are sat at the table here and he just comes in and is like, you, and we're like, hey man, how's it going? We haven't been disturbing the timeline out in these woods over here doing nothing. That we'll be gone soon. It'll be fine. And then if he's like, nope, I've got to kill you, then the rest of you guys beat him with shovels.
Yeah. Sorry, no can do, gotta murder you. I'll admit you were right, but until then.
Aw, Beans, you didn't pass the vibe check. It looks like you're getting shoveled.
All right. I'll put the three of you in charge of negotiation.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
Durnest, Tempurina, and I will wait behind the door with shovels.
And the Finkies.
The thingies are like, yeah, maybe we can have the rope.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, that is good.
Get some like really thick rope.
Boo says, I hope you guys are ready for hell of a conversation.
Yeah.
My advice still stands.
Oh, guys, what if it's Party Frog?
It's gonna be Party Frog.
Ooh.
The best thing you can do is confuse them.
I think we already did that by doing this.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything yet. This, you think you're the first people to travel through time this way? The IRS has been doing it where I'm from 40-something years.
How old are you? Because I'm this might be rude, but you look like you're 67.
It doesn't really affect me anymore. Age, numbers.
Oh, he's like 18.
Did you really just join the IRS to be immortal?
I'm not immortal, but I've been around the world in so many time periods that my ages are not synced up anymore.
Are you really just 18?
No, my God, I'm.
I was gonna say
he's like the world's oldest looking 27-year-old.
I was gonna just take back what I said and apologize.
I'm like 50 or 60 something.
Oh, so I was right. Okay, yeah, you look it.
Thanks.
You look great for however old you are. Bella?
Fella.
I don't know.
Sir.
Oh my gosh, my fan's on. That's gonna be awful. Turn that off. Hi everyone, it's Max here for your regularly scheduled ad break. What is up? Thank you so much for listening to episode 49 of the Reflection Game. We're almost at 50, which is cool. And of course, if you listen to this on the podcast, you know that's not entirely true because there's 4 additional episodes for holiday specials that we've done over the last calendar year. Halloween is slowly coming up again, which is very scary to think about, but I hope you're enjoying yourself. We have some interesting announcements to talk about today, so stick with me here. Starting with what I think is going to be the most important to talk about is Art Fight. Happy Art Fight, everyone. Tin does not officially recognize Art Fight, but of course the Discord certainly does, and some of our wonderful co-stars certainly do. So I would, of course, be remiss not to talk about some art fight shenanigans. So to start off with, I want to talk about where you can find tin characters for art fight if you're itching to draw them in an art fight capacity, and your means to do so are through Beth and Will. You can find Beth on art fight at Hazel Freug. It's like a frog with an I in it, Freug. And then Will is at Hallow Thwen. If you're watching this, of course, I'll have the video. I'll have the links up right here so you can see them. And in terms of characters, from Beth, we have a huge amount. Atticus, Anderson, Cosmo, Rose, Tobert, Lily, the Fingies, Dandy, and Louisa. And for Will, we have Nancy, Cornelius, and Iris. So those are the 10 characters that are out there. And I am thrilled that in the first week of Art Fight, we have had 3 submissions for 10 related things that I'm also going to talk very briefly about and show if you're watching this. Now, from Mango, who you can find on Art Fight at Absolutely Mango, did this incredible work of the Fingies doing their Family Guy death pose, which is awesome. From Molly, who you can find at Unwise Augur, hopefully I'm not butchering that pronunciation, who did this wonderful piece of Cosmos and Ozma, which is super cool. Look at all of them. There's so many Cosmos and Ozma. And then Beth, of course, couldn't help themselves and did this wonderful piece of Nancy and Cornelius for Will. So that's what we have for week 1. And of course, I'll never say that anyone should feel compelled to draw tin at any given time. But if you do during Art Fight, I will try my best to be able to throw it up here. And it's possible I also missed some more. I had to throw this together quick. So thank you. Thank you to these 3, and I'll work on getting the rest as they come up, or again, if I missed any. That's the main thing I want to talk about because this has already been a few minutes. But of course, remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Remember to join us on Discord, and we have Patreon. We're on Patreon at patreon.com/tincast. You can find monthly extra episodes that you can get for $5 a month. And then for $10 a month, we thank you each and every week during this portion of the show, which is why it's time to thank Mango, Amanda Krondar, Morgan Wolbrandt, Emilyn Laderna, Smarties, Charlie Rose, Adam Carpenter, and Marco Malmstrom for their continued support of the show. Thank you guys so much. We love you. You mean the world to us. Anyway, this has been really long talking about Art Fight, so I'm going to let you get back into the madness. Remember to join us again next Monday, and stick around after the episode for a sneak peek at what was technically supposed to be June's Patreon episode, Fool's Gold. Name pending. Okay, bye. I'm going to go grab some shovels. Why don't you guys head out on the porch and get ready for your big conversation, your big negotiation.
Is there any corncob pipes laying around?
There is a corncob pipe. There's 3 of them.
I grab it.
Oh, are we gonna? What if
There's
we
3.
perfectly sync ourselves up? There's 3. We could all have one,
Yeah.
and we all hit him with the welcome to our homestead, sir.
All
Here
right, guys.
for a coffee.
Remember, it's 1, 2, 3 puff, 2, 3 exhale.
You all get
Okay.
tobacco addiction.
Alright.
No. Mark it on your character sheets. So I'll turn it
Corncob
over.
pipe and a tobacco addiction.
I'll turn it over to you guys. We're gonna jump forward about 5 hours. We're gonna start at 3 and work our way over to like 8 p.m. If you guys want to talk amongst yourselves, this would be the time to do so.
I'm so tired of smoking this fucking thing. It's been 3 hours.
He didn't have to be smoking this whole time, guys.
Oh, he has to walk up and experience it. What if it's what if,
I think
Consider the table
what
is
if-
like full of ashes.
what if he walks up and we just finished smoking all of it, or we just put it out? I
what
wet
if,
the
what
pipe.
if
Can't we
Okay,
just,
hold on.
like, can't we
Wait,
just, like,
what
put
if
a
we
little bit
stop
in?
smoking and we just have a little bit in the pipe, Because he's not going to just show up directly in front of us. Like, he's not going to render in like an NPC in a game or something. He's
How
going to
do
like.
you know? Isn't that what you do?
I
when you, like,
don't know.
Iris, like
I'm
that's
not connected to reality.
I know, because you render in and out. You just and then you
Listen,
come back.
listen. He's got to come from somewhere. He's probably been following our trail like a sniffer dog or something. What if they sent sniffer dog frog? And then he comes up and he's like, I've been hunting you fellows for
Oh,
several
was it?
miles. And we're like, howdy, partner. And then we perfectly in sync start smoking our pipes again. And, you know, it would be, I think, better than just smoking for 4 hours to potentially 2 days from now.
I'm pretty sure the frog that's coming is Jingly Jangly Frog. Because I distinctly remember Beauregard saying something about that. Anyway, fine. All right. Cosmo puts the pipe out, and I'm like, well, I sincerely hope he doesn't show up right this instant, because that would be very embarrassing.
Yeah. He shows up right after we've got our severe tobacco addiction and we didn't even get to smoke to show it off.
Is that what's been we've been smoking? I'm not gonna lie. The first like 3 pipes were just corn. Like I was just burning corn. It tasted really bad, but I was like, at least I won't get addicted to it. But then I started to thinking, and I was like, man, what's even in a 1933 corn? Like, am I killing myself? I think I'm going crazy.
Then you smoke tobacco instead of the corncob pipe.
Yeah, and this is the first time I've ever smoked anything ever, so it's just not been a great week.
No, why did we do this? We
I
could have
don't-
just pretended to be smoking them.
Yeah, I tossed my pipe into the cornfield.
Oh,
Back
Chris-
when you came.
As
Nice.
soon as you toss it, you hear something jingle as it hits something just a little ways into the corn.
I throw my pipe too, but with like less of an intent of like, oh, get this out of here, and more of a, I'm gonna hit that too.
All right. You also hear a little jingle.
Chris, throw yours.
Chris throws his too, I guess.
All right.
It still has burning tobacco in it.
You see a green felt hand shoot up out of the corn, grab the pipe, and go, "Duh!"
It catches on fire. That was the trap.
As you see
Cosmos clapping.
the tips of the felt fingers sort of turn black and start smoking as a jingle starts happening, as a jingle starts jingling in the corn, and out across the road from you emerges a frog. In standard
Oh, wait,
frog
okay.
fashion, you can see a pair of bright eyes beneath a green mask. On the top of this frog's head is one of those like tri-jester hats, each with its
Excellent.
own little bell. And the frog stands in a pinstripe suit, with its hands behind its back, and it says, "Hello, Cosma."
Who?
My fucking name.
I think you got the wrong house.
Don't like the Cosma is.
The frog
I wave
squints
at him.
and says, "Perhaps I am mistaken, but I am not
Yeah, this is-
mistaken that all of you are meddlers."
No, we're actually farmers.
Yeah, and you're actually trespassing.
Also, smoking's bad for you.
Yeah, if you ever smoke for 4 days straight, it genuinely leaves you with the most empty feeling inside. And I may have only been smoking for 3 hours, but I think I can attribute that to several days worth of smoking at the same time, because it really is just such a terrible feeling.
The frog starts pacing across, like back and forth, on the other side of the road. You can see that it's holding something behind its hands that it's carefully hiding. And it says, "You three are infamous troublemakers."
What if we went inside right now? I mumbled to the rest of the party.
Yeah, and I'd really like to have chicken pot pie for dinner. I don't think we have an extra place setting, so this trespassing, no good, do batter is gonna have to evacuate the premises because I'm making lasagna. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a lasagna.
I thought you were making chicken pot pie.
I'm
Well,
making
chicken parm
Tex-Mex.
is like really hard to make this time of year because we don't really like. It's kind of hot inside, and the cast iron stove gets really warm. You know.
Yeah, it's the middle of winter, and I'm making Tex-Mex, and you can't have any of my soup.
You stop.
So, I mean,
No, I can't.
it's
When you,
almost breakfast time. We can't just stop in the middle of making dinner.
I have 2 college courses I have to attend. I can't just stop. Okay, I do know how many student loans I have to pay, and if I want to afford to make a fruit platter for the brunch that I'm serving, I'm going to have to keep going.
No, stop. This is 1933 and you
It's 1969. Okay,
that's-
we're going to the corn rave. No, I'm sorry. What is it called? Oh, that's right. Stockwood. We're going to Stockwood after this, and you can't come. We don't have enough tickets. I've told you this before, Gerald. You're not allowed to come with us to Stockwood. Okay?
No.
It's true. There's only 3 plates for Stockwood.
Stop.
And we're having Tex-Mex.
You
Okay, well, so if you really want to get in on this, you're gonna have to go home and get your own plate, and then you can come back, and then also you're gonna have to bring enough food for us to serve to you.
If you come back in 48 hours, I promise I will give you an A on your report card.
the
Yeah, a
frog
potluck report card is very important. It's like the yearly report card status, and if you don't pass it, that's it. You don't get to eat ever again.
And you don't even smell like peaches. That's illegal in this state.
the frog like grabs its felt head and like digs into it. You can now see that it's clearly holding a baton of some kind in its right hand, but there's something weird about that baton. It is whatever it is not natural.
Hey, excuse me, your fork does not have the correct amount of tines on it. You're not going to be able to eat with that.
Stop!
That's not even a lightsaber. Okay, this is Star Trek.
Ah!
Lightsabers belong in Star Wars.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like, it only takes like 1 or 7 frogs to change a light bulb. So you either are the amount of frogs that you need to be to change a light bulb, or that light bulb's not going to fit in the socket.
2 snails don't make a slug.
The frog whips the baton out, and you can see it doesn't look like it's quite there. Like you can see through part of it.
Oh, your French fry is not connected to reality.
Excuse me, I have to go flush my toilet backwards 6 times, and I start backing towards the house,
Yeah,
giving like a little rap on the door.
the frog screams and is gonna charge.
Inside time.
Inside time.
Why did you guys? I never specified I left the house. Where did you guys go?
No, we're sitting on the
Literally never
porch.
specified I left the house.
No, we're sitting on the porch.
Oh, were we sitting on the porch? I said the table. I thought we were at the table smoking at the table.
No, we're not allowed to smoke inside.
Listen, we're not allowed to
We're,
smoke
like,
inside,
having this
and it's
conversation
free.
on the steps.
It's just making the frogs scream more.
Yeah, Chris was just calling from inside the whole time while his friends were outside smoking on the patio.
Me and Cosmo have been chain smoking. Chris is like, when are they coming back in?
He's doing it by himself, like on the center of the
Guys.
table.
Cosmos opening the door, like talking nonsense is so cathartic.
All right.
Yeah, we should
so
do that more often.
The
should.
two of you run inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, fantastic. So your 3 friends, well, Tem, Boo, and Deese are all standing on the other side of the door with shovels. The frog runs in. And here's what happens. Boo goes first and kind of clocks him in the felt eye, not really doing a whole lot of anything. Tem goes and completely misses as she starts
Iconic.
swinging the shovel towards Boo. Boo then stumbles back into Deese mid-swing as Deese brings the shovel down on his foot.
Oh my god.
They're so competent.
Oh my god.
For 4 points of damage to himself.
God, he can't catch a break.
Dude.
The fingies who are holding the rope look very quickly to the three of you.
Grab him.
I jump, and I'm gonna like jump towards him. Ideally, not like away from the invisible French fry, and more towards like hopefully the confused side of his body.
Confused side
And I
of his
honestly
body.
like. I won't even say I go for a grab. I'll just go for a fucking body slam.
Okay.
Don't get hit by that French fry.
I'm
avoiding the French fry.
I'm gonna let you roll fighting brawl.
Okay.
I think we're in kind of a weird spot. Let me think about this for a minute, but let's try and resolve this piece of combat first.
Oh, failed.
Okay. I got a hard success.
Oh,
So
I
before
get
I do what
zapped
I'm
by the
about to
French
do,
fry.
I need everyone to take back 10 points of health for your 5 days of rest.
I'm at full. Unless I was the other me that took damage, which I don't remember which one actually took damage. In which case, I'm still at full if I get 10 points.
Chris, are you good?
I'm okay.
Cosmo.
Chris is feeling great. He's mentally not great, but physically
now-
he feels great.
Yeah, now I'm better. I'm at 17 out of 23.
That is excellent. Okay. So here's what happens. The frog swings the baton, and you watch it pass through Cosmo. However, Cosmo, it does not feel like nothing.
Nice.
It feels like your organs are literally getting clobbered by this stick.
Do I have
no collide, but it still has damage.
Is there like a I'm so enraged with pain, not enraged, I'm so overcome with pain that I can react like not what's the word?
Max, did you just what did you
Oh,
just
you know
do?
what? Never mind. Just murder me. Just go
Max,
for
what
it.
did you just do?
Just kill me. It's fine.
No,
That's what
Cosmo
you
is
do.
not dead. Yet.
Yeah. Yeah. How much damage are you making me take?
That is going to be 8 points of liver damage.
Liver.
Not
liver damage.
I've never wanted to drink less.
Is it a time stick? Does it age your organs?
Well, the stick passes fully through Cosmo's body. And he holds it back up and says, I warned you.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Fuck you.
I think we're just about at time. Let's do one round of combat. So I want everyone to roll initiative. No, I don't need to make a new folder.
I got a hard success.
Okay.
I got a regular success.
Okay. Iris?
I got an extreme success.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So we got that. We now have our order. The fingies are up first. And they are going to try and rope him, which the frog is going to retaliate poorly and tries to swing the baton, swings it too far and actually catches itself in the head
Nice.
with a 98.
Please take some brain damage.
Yeah, he does. He stumbles back. He's like, ah! Iris, you're up next.
Excellent. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm Max. Max, I'm going to try and telekinesis that frog's real boy head through his real frog mouth.
What?
Either that or just like pull the head off.
But if you just telekinesis the frog head off instead of his human head.
Well, I'm not trying to telekinesis his human head off. I'm trying to get the frog head to reveal his human boy head.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
just
rip
pull the
his
mask
head.
off.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's do. That's technically not going to involve a throw because you're just using telekinesis to pull. So I'll just have you make a telekinesis roll.
Yippee! Telekinesis. Oh boy. Papa. What's that? So 7. Telekinesis. Hard success.
Okay. You wave your magic hand and lift the costumed head off of the frog. Beneath it, you see someone kind of similar to the murderer. They have that same unnatural, gaunt, and almost yellowish complexion and those bright eyes. Their hair is sort of black and short and really greasy and gross, like this thing hasn't come off in God knows how long. And they look at you, Iris, with rage. Deese is up next and is going to try and stabble. He does not. He does not stabble.
No.
But Full Frog is now going to try and attack Iris.
I would like to dodge the frog.
Okay. Go ahead and roll dodge.
I will do that. Ugh. I'm a professional at this.
I got an extreme success.
Oh, well, that's good because I got a 94.
Okay. Awesome. So that thing goes through you two, up in your chest, and here, or you can feel your heart get knocked by this. It takes 6 points of damage.
Oh, heart damage.
And for its second attack, it's going to come for Chris.
No, not me. Chris is gonna try to grab the stick.
Okay. I will have...
Like grab it from him, not like grab the part that hurts. Grab the bracelet, you know?
So how we're going to resolve this is I'm going to roll Fighting Brawl, you roll Strength.
Oh, yeah. You tell Chris to roll Strength. He says how hard. That's an extreme success.
Okay, that's a fumble.
He says, "Here you go, sorry."
Yeah, you
my
grab it.
It's yours.
You grab his arm and just like instantly drops it straight into your hand. I'm going to let you, because he fumbled, I'm going to let you get a free hit.
Smack him in the head.
Can you roll Fighting Brawl?
Yeah. My intent here is not to murder. As I'm swinging, I say this to everybody. I say my intent is not to murder, just to maim. You said Fighting Brawl?
Yes.
That's a regular success.
Okay. Roll a D8 for damage.
That's 6.
Okay. You do an absurd amount of damage as you whack this thing in the head, and it goes flying back into the stair rail next to Tem. And Cosmo, you're up next.
How close am I to him still?
What?
How close am I to the frog?
No more than 20 feet.
He really walked that far away from me?
He got flung into a stairwell.
Okay. I pull out my gun.
You pull out your gun. Do you also say my intent is not to kill?
No, Cosmo is noticeably quiet as they pull their gun out. Aim and shoot off one shot aimed for his shoulder.
Okay, you do this sometimes, and I just like to remind you that it's not always a guarantee where a bullet's going to land.
I know. I'm just telling you where I'm aiming.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to hit it. Thank God. Yeah, okay. Regular success, actually.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
A 5.
Okay. So yeah, you clock him in the shoulder for 5 damage. Boo is up next, and you see him type something into his watch, and you see one of those wormholes appear over the frog, and one of those starry claws comes down to slash at it, which is definitely going to hit. Yes, it does. And there is now a noticeable gash all across the frog's face. Well, the human beneath the frog's face. One of its eyes is just like, there's just blood. And Chris, you're up next.
He doesn't want to clobber him with the stick again. Chris is going to keep the stick, though. This is his now.
Okay.
It's Chris's now. But he is going to look for like an object very close to him. Is there like a lamp or
There
something
is.
maybe?
Yeah, there's like one of those tall lamps.
Yeah, Chris is going to like, yet again, be like, yeah, not trying to kill you, bro. And he hits him in the head with it.
Okay, roll Fighting Brawl.
All right.
I got a hard success to dodge.
You got a hard success to dodge? Well, that's funny, because I just got a regular success.
Okay. So your lamp, you realize as you're swinging it down, it's still plugged into the wall. And so the cord comes loose as you're bringing it down, but it does not make contact. Tem is up next. And Tem opens a wormhole beneath the frog.
Oh, goodbye.
Who falls into it. You see from the wormhole above, the claw retracts, but you can very distinctly hear the sounds of screaming before the frog is ejected out of the top portal back onto the floor. Noticeably worse for wear again. And with that, mid-combat is where we're going to leave things for today.
Yippee!
Dang, that was good.
And as your vision clears and you're able to sit up, you realize that the three of you are locked in cells in the sheriff's station.
I knew this day would come.
On the other side of the cells stands Sheriff Amelia Kilgrave, a tall and daunting woman who has ruled the law in this town with an iron fist. She dresses in all black with a long duster and a black cowboy hat. She says, "You three are in a world of trouble."
I've paid my taxes every year diligently. What could you possibly have against me?
Sheriff, I think you and I both know right well and good that my brother and I didn't do whatever you think we did. Can you please just send us on there? I don't know who this gentleman is, but you know it certainly wasn't us.
Sheriff Kilgrave marches down the cells over to Lawrence and says, "Lawrence, you've always been a bit of a weird one, but I never imagined you turn into this sort of criminal activity with the Pickle Kids, no less."
We have other names, okay? It's Evans. Bitch.
Who?
The Pickle Kids, your accomplices, Lawrence.
Accomplices in
We
what?
haven't accomplished anything.
Well, I'll say.
I'm inclined to agree with that. I don't.
Now, I'm sure you don't need me to spell it out, but the law requires that I read off your charges. And the three of you are being charged, and rightfully so, with the robbery of the Crane Museum.
The what? Now, why would I do? What purpose would I have for doing that?
What in the actual tarnation would we have doing it? We haven't even gone to that museum. Timmy can't read.
What?
I have no less than 5 eyewitnesses that saw the three of you morons break in broad daylight, steal the golden key that was dug up in the mines, and flee town. We found you out in the woods unconscious.
I think you're lying.
You think if we stole something, we'd maybe hide better than passing out in the woods?
Well, I found the camp. I found your little satchels. I've seen everything I need to see, frankly.
And have you used your brain to think at all once? The fact that I really don't get out much?
Yeah,
So why the fuck would I be stealing in the broad of daylight?
Can you frank a little harder? What the fuck are we going to do with a key? A key's not going to get us parents. Neither is committing a crime.
Well, it's not my business why you stole the key.
I think it is. I think that's how the law works.
Yeah,
Listen.
I'm inclined to agree.
Well, I'm sure you folk know Crane's a little short on detectives or any sort of real law enforcement to conduct an investigation. Frankly,
That's clear.
I've heard all the witness testimony I need, as well as finding your sorry asses out in the woods. By the way, I just want to make perfectly clear, as your GM, none of this sounds familiar to any of you.
I figured.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
If we didn't start with, you've just got finished committing a crime, I'm inclined to believe that I didn't commit the crime.